Alright guys, what's going on? My name's Ken, and I'm going to be showing you guys a pretty good Paladin spawn, or a Mage, around probably level 35. This is where you can benefit on like getting a lot of EXP an hour, and also tons of profit. Granted, I'm not on like a level 35, but I am going to show you the spawn anyways, and I'll show you the pattern that I take that I think is most beneficial. This is Worker Golems. Not a lot of people know about this certain Worker Golem spawn. Now granted, I'm going to go down there and it's probably going to be taken. That's just my luck. But since a lot of you at like level 35 don't have access to the gates, we're going to take the long route. So here we go. Usually you can hunt this spawn, I don't know, I hunted this spawn from like level 35-ish to like level 90. And I made over like 400k gold or 600k gold because the drop rates are so good. Crucial items to pick up is pretty much everything. Gear wheels, they sell for about 7k a piece on my server at least, and I had, I don't know, hundreds of them, or maybe not hundreds of them. But here we go. We're just gonna pass through Sunken Quarter here, and we're gonna come down to this guy and pass Factory. Now see, you got all these mobs. I just ignore them. At level 35, you know, if you're a paladin, you're going to be bringing a shield, or if you're a sorcerer, you have a shield. Doesn't matter. Oh, see, I'm so used to Flash Client. So you want to run all the way west over here. You see these stairs, right? So here we are at the steps. When you're from these steps, you want to just head directly south, and you'll see the stairs right here. So you want to go down these steps. There's some damaged worker golems here. They're not too much. Now, the hardest part of this spawn is when you first go down. You'll even see me lose quite a bit of HP at this. But it is pretty... You have 2 Frost Dragon hatchlings and sometimes a lured worker golem, and since you're going to be low level, you want to not take that much damage. So one thing I would recommend too is if you have another high level character, just go down there and clear the Frost Dragon hatchlings out real quick, or if you're good enough, and I mean, which you probably are, is you could probably kill them yourself. So here they are. You have the 2 Frost Dragon hatchlings, and there's a damaged worker golem, so that's okay. Now, as you see coming over is another damaged worker golem. These are fine. They don't hit for anything. They're very weak. They drop rusty armor. You want to just forget about the rusty armor. And the reason I like this spawn is because they drop food. Oops. So now, come down here. This is where the Frost Dragons spawn. Now you come over here, and up in this top left corner there's a worker golem. Now you want to run him. I mean, to each their own, but this is how I run them. I think it's easiest. And you know, if he jukes you, come back around. So there's not much to it right there. Now when you come up here, there's going to be another worker golem, sometimes 2, which there is. You want to run it down as fast as possible. So you don't want 2 of them. Just run it down, then go back to see if you only have the 1. If you don't, then continue to run down. Go back up, take the worker golem, and you're just going to keep running them down into this room. Now, depending on how fast you kill the worker golems, you have to be careful of the time that respawn. So come up here, I would say from level 35 on, here's another worker golem. Level 35 on, you kind of got to be careful of that room to the right. It is a very tricky room, and it's very hard to, I guess, understand, but I'll try to show it to you. You come over here, there might be one right away. You don't want to run into this screen as very far. You want to see just like the top of their head if you can, and run a square meter back, because he'll follow you. So, you know, there's another one. You want to keep it like that. I don't know if you can see when his head looks like, you know, you don't see his name, you just see the top of his head. That's a good sign. And that means if you move, oh, okay. If you move one more square over, he won't follow you anymore. Let's take an example here. Let's grab up these three. Alright. Now, sometimes you can run in the spawn and it'll look like that. Boom. See the top of his head? Alright, now those other ones were coming a little bit. Now they're never going to come again until I go back and get them. Let's try that again. Okay, just watch the side of the screen. And we're going to work on the top of his head. So, two of them at the same time. Oh, here's three again. We will see top of their head. Just run it. I mean, they're never going to come back again. Granted, you know, I'm a higher level doing this, but trust me on this. I did this spawn at level 35. And it is superb. So let's just clear this spawn out real quick. I'll just clear it out all fast. I won't keep going back. Once you get about two in here, you can actually just use these then. There's no reason not to. I mean, if you're a good runner, I mean, hopefully you are if you're playing a Paladin or a Mage. But I mean, you could even do this spawn with, I guess, summons if you're a Mage. So that's this room. Usually there's like anywhere between like 5 to 7 or something that spawn there. Now when you come up here, creep up, there's damaged worker golems. And I usually take out the damaged worker golems first, just so you don't run into them. And then just circle this. If he, you know, I'm running too fast, but a gear crystal, that's worth a little bit. But that's the spawn. There's 2 worker golems that spawn up here, and I think there's 4 damaged golems. The worker golems usually spawn over here, or there's one over here. The damaged worker golems are a little different. They go kind of different directions. Now, see, I came back down. There's this guy here. We just cleared this room. We don't know what the bottom of the room looks like, so of course we're going to run him up. Now, when we come back down here, there it is. There's a spawn again. So we have a worker golem. No frost dragon hatchlings. I see that the frost dragon hatchlings have a slower spawn time. I can clear this whole room 2 or 3 times, and sometimes they don't even spawn. But this is the spawn. There's another one. See, just run it back. Now, when you do this and the frost dragon hatchling hasn't come up, you have to be a little careful on. See, there he is. Too bad I couldn't show you that. But if he, that's when I usually ran around the long way. I would take this. It's probably another good thing to show you is if you actually have 2 worker golems on you. So let's go grab 2 if we can find them. We killed them too fast. So let's just take imaginary worker golems here. Say we have 2 worker golems right here and we're running them down. Oh no, oh no. Instead of circling this in like a figure 8 or however pattern you want to do it, you want to run this way. And you just want to keep going. You want them both to come in here, so you have to go, you know, kind of wide if you need to, or slower. But then you just come back down here. You want to make sure when they hit like this area right here, you want to be able to hit them. So you want to be down here. and then you just run back up or run this way, you know, let them come over here. But this is the spawn. It's very simple. There's no war golems here, so you don't have to worry about it. Not a lot of people know about this spawn. And the best part about it is these guys can drop really good loot. Very, very. Okay. All right, hold on. Let's for example, let's do what I was just talking about. See, look, he's already gone. I ran too fast. His head disappeared in the screen, and they stopped moving. So this is the situation on if you have 2 worker golems. And I mean, if you run down, running mobs down is a lot harder than anything else. So this is the path you want to take. You want to take this path if you have 2 worker golems, 2 or more. And now, since, you know, we have just down to 1, we can go ahead and do our figure 8. And that's that. Rusty armor from worker golems, from the worker golems, not the damaged, are the ones to pick up. Rusty armor and legs from worker golems. Those can give you the golden armor or, you know, paladin armor. So let's just, one more thing, we'll just run up here. Make sure you guys familiarize with the spawn here. I don't really know how to talk today. It's morning. So we got 1 worker golem over here. We have 1 in the middle here. There's usually another one right here. So you have to be careful on your first pull. Then you're going to have anywhere between like 5 to 8, I'd say, somewhere like that in this room. So you have to try to be careful when pulling them one by one. Like I said, look on the side of the screen, make sure you don't see their head, or if you do see their head, then you're in a good sign as long as you're pulling 1 towards you. So there's the one that spawns in there. Now, see, I didn't go down, so don't ever do this. We know we cleared south and not north, so don't run north. Just don't take that example. That would be bad. But this is all the spawn pretty much is. And that's why I say kill the damage first, because they will block you if you're trying to run a worker golem. And since they don't do any like damage, I mean, it's not a big concern, but I like to just get them out of the way. So I hope you guys liked this little tutorial. This is a very awesome place to level as a lower level shooter. And I will probably be putting more tutorials up there as I think of them. So don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to put my live stream link below as well in the description and probably on the screen. So I do have a lot of information on the live stream, and you guys can see my live stream schedule. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video.